I really don't. I don't have the energy for this. I want to be outside. I don't want to do this. Oh.
What's up, Doc?
But, didn't you forget something?
Did I?
Your secret stuff.
Cool. Let's get on review. Hi guys, Steven Geekface. I'm back again with a review for yourself here today, which is for the brand new movie called Space Jam: A New Legacy, aka Space Jam 2, directed by Malcolm Lee and produced by Ryan Coogler, who I'm a big fan of. You know, he's done films like Black Panther and Creed, and Malcolm Lee I'm also a fan of as well. He's also done films like The Best Man, also done Scary Movie 5 and Night School. Oh, okay. Well, he's done some stinkers, haven't been perfect, but these are good people behind the camera. So when they said they're going to make this movie and LeBron James was going to be, the main star this time with the Looney Tunes, I was excited. I was excited to see where it's going. Without revealing my age, I grew up in the 90s as a kid. I was right age when this film came out, and I was obsessed with this movie. I watched it time and time again on VHS until it broke. I couldn't get enough of it. I loved everything from the monsters to the trainers to the soundtrack. I was obsessed with this movie. So the kid in me was excited for this. The trailer looked good as well. It looked like they were going to go in a different approach but still have that, I guess, the magic of the first one. But obviously, admitting to myself as a full-grown adult, the first one isn't a good movie at all. It's terrible, it's cheesy, but because of nostalgic, childhood memories, it holds a special place in my heart. So it's one of those films where you kind of give it a pass. But like I said, this one looked like they're gonna, give it a bit of more oomph in this movie and take it to a different approach and potentially could be better. Is it better? Let's talk about it.
Vuela, let's do this. What's happening, bro?
¡Arriba! ¡Arriba, mi sombrero! ¡Epa!
Neo ain't got nothing on me, bro. What did I miss?
Hey, Granny. Speedy.
This film is definitely expensive. It looks expensive anyway. It's got so much bright colors, looks like vomit half the time. But yeah, they really put their money in this one. From the CGI, from the scenes. There's some really good, amazing graphics they have in this film. So really good. And I'm curious to see the making of this movie if it goes up on Blu-ray. They've got extra features. I'm very curious because it does look filmed well. Don Cheadle, who plays the main villain, who is this computer character, you can do all these amazing stuff inside the computers. Really good, really funny. At first, I wasn't buying it. I was like, I'm not buying him as the villain. Come on, it's Don Cheadle. It's War Machine. I'm not buying this, but he had fun with this, and he made me have fun with this as well. And remind you once again that he's a veteran actor. He knows when to deliver even really bad dialogue entertaining somehow. The kid who plays LeBron James's son, I believe, is an actor called Cedric Joe. Very good in this film. Really brought out the acting chops out of LeBron James, and I think they had some really good scenes. And he was very convincing to a real boy. He wasn't annoying. He wasn't cheesy. He was very good. Did I say enough good things about the movie? I think I've said some pretty good things. Yeah, there's a lot of bad in this movie. Oh my god, it's bad. It's bad. Before I say anything, like I said, I was a real big fan of the original Space Jam movie, and one of the things that made me love that film wasn't even like Michael Jordan, Looney Tunes, it was the Monstars. I was obsessed with them, you know, from their different colors, different sizes, that they were the villains, they had personality, they were funny, they were fun. I was obsessed, even with the anthem as well that the rappers had back in the day. I loved the Monstars. And you got these new characters called the Goon Squad, and they don't even come close to the Monstars. I'm not trying to compare, but they had no personality. They were just gimmicks of their names. So like there was one character who was called the Brow because of his eyebrow, and it was like a bird as well. And I was just like, okay, you guys are here, you guys are great, you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing, but I just wish there was more with them. And they were literally just avatars, characters that you play in a video game. This film feels like a video game. If you've seen films like Ready Player One, kind of takes a little bit of that. I guess it will work for the new kids, you know, because that's what they're all about now. It took me out of the film. It was very distracting. Speaking of distracting, this film has so much Warner Brothers product in this film. I think this film wasn't just a film just to do the sequel for Space Jam 2. I think it was like a negotiation in the meeting room about this film. It's like, they were like, okay, we'll let you do Space Jam 2. However, you've got to advertise all our films because we've got a new streaming platform called HBO Max, and they, even though they did a really good job of trying to give us a reason why these people were in the film, some of them was a bit distasteful. I mean, you had characters from like Clockwork Orange in this film, in a family film. Characters from Game of Thrones. I don't know why they keep pushing Game of Thrones as a family thing. It's not a family film or series. It's for adults. Those who've watched Game of Thrones know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not for kids at all, but they keep pushing it lately. I've seen it in just other properties. Game of Thrones seems to be like, yeah, this is the thing to watch. It's got dragons and the whole family can watch. No, it's not. I don't know what twisted family you think are going to watch these things. They're not. There's stuff like The Matrix, and which I don't think kids know about The Matrix anymore. And if they do, I know they've got a new film coming up. Okay, that makes sense. They got a new one coming up this year, Matrix 4. So they just keep pushing all these adult-themed products in the movie, and that took me out of it. It was just very weird. And here's a great test for you parents. If you want to know if your kid's been watching Rick and Morty, you're gonna find out in this movie. Your kid reacts to Rick and Morty. Take away their phones, take away their laptops, and change the Wi-Fi because they've been watching Rick and Morty behind your back. The Looney Tunes themselves were okay in this movie, but they kind of went missing for the most part. You know, they're supposed to be the main characters, except for Bugs Bunny. He had a really good story arc, actually. It was very interesting. They didn't do much of it though. Like, they started something and then there was like, I thought it was gonna be like a scene where, you know, the Looney Tunes have beef or something. They went with this like story and nothing happened of it. There was nothing at all. It just, there was no repercussions. Bugs Bunny just did something and that was fine. And yeah, they kind of get lost in this movie. Just like, they're just there. And they weren't loony enough. I know that's that's something they kept trying to advertise in this film, like, you know, we're back to being loony. No, they weren't loony, but at the same time, they weren't really that loony in the first one, I thought, as well. I don't think they even come close to the old Chuck Jones cartoons that I watched when I was younger. But yeah, they were fine. There was one really bad scene with them that looked like something that potentially could have come out in '96, and it got cut out from that movie, and it was just cheesy. I mean, the film was cheesy, but this was really cheesy. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's involving rapping, and it was horrible. LeBron James, you know, I'm not going to have the whole debate who's the better basketball player between him and Michael Jordan. You guys can do in the comments below. But I can definitely say that Michael Jordan is a better actor. Now, at the time, I thought Michael Jordan was terrible in Space Jam. I just watching videos, I thought, this guy is bland and boring. However, when you've watched, like, if you watch old clips or documentaries like The Last Dance that came out on Netflix a couple years back, or see old press conferences, you can see that Michael Jordan is just playing Michael Jordan. And it's him. It's playing him. He's not playing a fictional of himself. LeBron James has to do that. I don't know much about him, but you could tell it felt very forced, and his delivery at times was very stiff. He got better as the film went on. But because I saw him in film, like the film called Trainwreck, and then in some Nike advertisements, I just thought he would do better in this film. So as I said, I'm not going to discuss who's the better basketball player, but I can definitely say that Michael Jordan is the better actor for me anyway in this movie. Guys, if you grew up on Space Jam and you have a whole big nostalgic for the first one, you will be disappointed with this movie. This film doesn't live up to that film at all. It doesn't have the same magic. However, I do feel like this is the new generation Space Jam, and I feel like they're gonna have a lot of fun with this movie, with all the gimmicks, you know, the bright colors, and even the actual basketball game. It's not a typical basketball game. It's full of like game references and power-ups and all sorts. So I think it's mainly for them. So if you've got any young kids, definitely go and take them to go and watch it. I think they'll have a good time, and you know, maybe we'll have a whole nostalgic for them when they get older with this movie. But us who watched the original, don't bother watching this film in the movie. Wait for it to come out on streaming services, you know, besides HBO Max for those who don't live in the UK, or rent it. Watch at home if you're still curious, but I wouldn't rush out and pay full price for this movie. On that note, I'm going to give this film a reasonable 5.5 out of 10. It was fun at times, but yeah, it doesn't have the same magic as the first one. I didn't expect it to, but yeah, like I said, it's not for me, it's for the kids, and I think the kids will have a really good time. They might say this 10 out of 10, so I'm curious. Let me know in the comments down below what your kids thought of this movie if they have seen it with them. Did you actually like it? Who do you think is a better actor between the two? Not basketball player, because you can talk about that as well, but let me know who's the best actor, and please let me know in the comments down below, for those who have seen it, if you enjoyed the Michael Jordan reference that was in this movie, because I didn't, for those who want to know. But let me know in the comments you loved it at all. Guys, thank you once again for watching my video. It's been a blast here again, and I'll see you next time with the next review. Guys, remember to like, share, stay blessed, stay geeked. Bye bye.